Hi, this is Zeke Swepson here today talking to you a little bit about CodeWalker. Today we're going to talk about some of our main challenges that we've experienced uh, while working with apprentices and working through this journey. So one of the biggest sort of blind spots that we see with apprentices that come into the program, they don't have a lot of experience with DevOps. And when I say DevOps, I mean server management or setting up their development environment. So that's usually the first thing that needs to happen when you start a new project is you need to set it up so that it works on your laptop. You can do development without breaking a live version of the system. Uh, and we get a lot of requests from folks who are like, we want someone who can be productive from day one. And that means, we don't need a lot of help setting things up and getting ready, even though this process is only done once. And so we spend a lot of time early on doing, that's, I think, one of our biggest values is that we're able to kind of bring people in and help them get set up so that they can start being productive quickly. The other challenge that we see a lot is because a lot of these folks, this is their first time working in a sort of more professional environment, their professional development skills are usually pretty low. And I think that's true for anyone who's working, who's starting off as a new career. You've got to figure out like the cultural norms for interacting with people, working on your communication skills, being able to give people updates on what you're working on, being organized. Time management, I think, is really huge, especially since we work with a lot of people who, or we're working with people remotely. So, they've got to be much better about managing their time. And that's something that we work with people on and help train them. And it's part of why we have our leveling system is to kind of incentivize them to improve. So in order to really improve ourselves or to improve this process, there's a couple of things that we've kind of figured out to help to make for a better experience overall. Um, One of the main ones is we're always improving our vetting process, so our process of interviewing candidates and kind of assessing where they are in their professional development, how much DevOps do they understand on their own, are they able to, because I think what happens is with DevOps or with all of coding, you kind of need to have a level of curiosity where you're looking at you're open to spending a little bit of extra time trying to figure something out. And for some people, that's not what they want to do. Like they want to just be told, this is how this works, and this is what you do. And so I feel like for the best developers, um, they don't think that way. They think, okay, I need to figure this out. If I don't understand something, I need to either try to figure it out or ask someone to explain it to me if there's pieces of it that I'm just not getting. So that our vetting process will help kind of find folks that are like that. And then we also are focused on developing some video training around DevOps because there's some kind of boilerplate stuff that every system kind of you need to understand, and those are common gaps that we see. And so creating some curriculum that kind of explains some of these higher level concepts and gets establishes them so that they're ready. And this, doesn't take a long time. It's a pretty straightforward process. It's just something that they need to go through. We've also been started to explore the idea of onboarding as a service. So what that means is that we help onboard junior developers onto a system that exists as a way to kind of ease the hiring process. So instead of a regular company, what you do is you would hire someone as a developer. Then you'd have to pair them with a senior developer who would spend, maybe up to a week trying to get them set up and working within their dev environment. Well, instead of that, you could hire us to come in. We would help the junior developer get set up in the dev environment, get them productive, while the rest of the engineering team can continue to work on their projects. Because we found is that a lot of companies, usually most of the developers are too busy. They have too much else that they're supposed to be doing, and they don't have time to really train a new developer, and that's why they aren't hiring them. They're hiring senior developers because they know they don't have to do that. So that's sort of where those are some of our pain points and things that we think are interesting findings from working with these apprentices. Thank you.